Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, pre-service meditation. It's a pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here. If you are live in the sanctuary or on our live stream, we welcome you here. My name is Sabrina, and I will be leading the meditation this morning. So if you haven't already, just find a comfortable position wherever it is. And when you are ready, if it's comfortable for you, just close your eyes and simply bring your awareness to your breath. And notice any physical sensation in your body, and just notice it. And breathing into that space. And now feel each full breath as you inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. And just allow that breath to be as it is in your body's natural own rhythm. Letting go of any thoughts that aren't serving you in this moment, and just being here in this moment. And so as you continue to breathe in and out, just allow that flow, that breath to sweep over your body and sinking deeper into relaxation. And now, feeling centered and with this sense of deep relaxation, allow these words of truth by Ernest Holm to infuse every part of your being. I know that I am one with God. I know that God in me is perfect. I know that my real nature is spiritual. Divine intelligence guides me into peace, happiness, and success, into joy, love, and perfect life. I sense my oneness with all of life. I enter into the joy of consciousness union with the infinite. There is one mind. This mind is God. This mind is my mind now. I live in the kingdom of heaven now. I rejoice in the divine presence. I bathe in the sunlight of eternal truth. So as you breathe in, take in this divine truth, knowing that you are a beautiful divine expression of the One. So inhale and exhale. And again, taking in this truth. And now, gently bring your awareness back to your space. And feeling the chair, the floor, the bed under you. You could start wiggling your toes or your fingers. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes.
2, 3.
There's a power in the seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. There's a power inside, there's a power inside. That power is a love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. You can feel it revealed when an open, broken heart begins to be healed. It breaks like the sky when the long, dark night starts raining on the wheel of the world. Watch it rise. Out of the ashes comes another day. A bright light shining so bright, blue eyes so bright. We surprise every time we fall in love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. There's a force in the fist. When unclenched, it seeks to exist. It splits into light. So much freedom releases from the wrist. Insist on bliss. 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 And love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. There's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in the word love, vibrating at a frequency. There's a power inside, there's a power inside. That power is love.
Woo! Yeehaw! Good morning, everybody. Could I get this activated? Por favor. Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to see you here. Let me just look around the room and see everybody. It's so wonderful. And hello, Love Stream people. So everybody in the audience, turn around and wave at George Clooney. There he is. Okay, we are working this together. So how is everybody? Good? All right. Well, welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, either here or up there in Facebook land. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center. And if you haven't been to a Center for Spiritual Living, there's a few things you need to know. We are a faith tradition. We don't call ourselves a religion. Religion has a connotation that we just don't go with. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. As you can see, as the slide going around the outside of the slide are representations of many of the world's faith traditions. Not all of them by any means, but a lot of them. I'll call the audience in person, I'll call your attention to this one. This is our teaching. We call it, our symbol, we call this the teaching symbol. And someday I'll do a talk on it because it's really cool. Then you know these guys, and this is the down. This is Buddhism, of course. And then the red path, or the more native ways. Are other people pointing to? Oh, okay. But you know what? I particularly like this guy. He was gone for a while. The question mark guy. I don't know what happened with the slide, but he was gone for a while. And it was always like, oh, I guess he found out what he was looking for. So anyway, he's back. This is for any of us who are questioning, like, you know, what is this all about? Well, we don't claim that we have the answer. We have, here's how Ernest Holmes would put it. I'm never going to tell you what to think. I'm going to teach you how to think. And I'm going to encourage you to think. And so wherever you are, however you are showing up, you are absolutely welcome here. And we're going to start out, we're talking about letting go today. And so we're going to start out with our Kong song, which is called I Release and I Let Go. So I put some instructions on here. So Amy's going to sing all this part. Right? Because this is like the super bluesy part, right?
Speed ahead.
We're going to do it full speed ahead,
Full
so
speed
don't
ahead.
pay any attention to me. I'm just the leader. We're going to pay attention to this one, okay? You ready? Here we go.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, we've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. No more troubles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit, 'cause I'm only here for God. There was a time in my life, thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, got to let it go, let it all go. This is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. 'Cause God and I are one. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit, 'cause I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit, 'cause I'm only here for
I guess I'll let her be in charge of music. All right, fine. So, thank you all for being here in person. It's nice to see faces. It's really wonderful to feel the energy. And for those of you who are working on the love stream, what I want to tell you is, yes, we are open, and we're happy to be here. If this is not quite the time for you to come back, that's wonderful. We're going to keep our love stream going because we love you all. You are part of our community. If you are physically here, or if you're thinking about being physically here, we are going with the mindset that everyone here is an adult and that they are going to take care of themselves in whatever way is going to work for them. So, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. If you want to hug, ask permission, and then honor what the person says if they are not quite ready to hug. As I've said for several weeks now, I'm not quite ready to hug. I went from living all by myself to all of a sudden 30, 40, 50 people here, all of whom I would love to hug. And I'm just not ready to do it yet. And so if that describes you, you just say, I'm not ready to hug. You can do the elbow bump. You can do the hip bump. You know, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Take care of yourself. I'm not going to make a bunch of rules about it. Yes? Are we cool with that? All right. Okay, so not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, I'm going to be teaching a 5-week summer class based on the book called E Squared. And I love how it's written 9 do-it-yourself fun energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. You will discover there is an invisible energy force of infinite possibilities. You impact the field and draw from it according to your beliefs and expectations. This is pure science of mind. Your connection to the field provides accurate, unlimited guidance when you learn to pay attention. And the universe is limitless, woo, abundant, woohoo, and strangely accommodating. So if that sounds like something you would like to spend your Tuesday nights studying and playing with, come join me. It's a Zoom class. We are doing it on Zoom because we got people signed up from Kelowna. We got people signed up from all over the different places. So sign up. It's only $80. You need to get the book. And I got to say one thing. Be careful how you order the book. Somebody I know sitting in the front row with a shawl around her shoulders, whose name might or might not be Sharon Faulkner, ordered the book in French. She doesn't speak French. If anybody speaks French and wants to take the class, get in touch with Sharon Faulkner. We have somebody else who bought a little tiny book that has the 9 experiments, but none of the explanation. So when you order from Amazon, just be sure you're getting the text, the actual book itself. Send an e-transfer to the office for $80 and just put in an E squared or class or something like that, and we will send you all the information for Zoom. Okay, I think that's all I've got. We've been having a lot of ongoing groups, most of them on Zoom, all of them on Zoom at this point, and several of them are on hiatus. The ones that are still continuing, or the one that is still continuing, is the Coffee with Dr. Pat. That's with me on Wednesdays at noon, and we just get together and chat and do check-in, do some spiritual practice. That's going to be ongoing because I love it. Those who come love it. People who just show up love it too. So that's taking place. So you can always find that information either on the website or in the newsletter. All the other groups are on break for right now, including the Sunday after service chat. I'll pick it up again in a little while, but I kind of wanted to see what it was like to have people here as well. So still lots of opportunities, classes, more classes coming up, in-person meetings, and of course being here together. So just want to let everybody know about that. Sign up for E Squared. We're going to have a lot of fun. And before we do this, before we do the opening treatment in the chant, I do want to let you know that we experienced a loss in our community this week. Mildred Williams, the beloved wife of Neil Williams, long time member and supporter of our center, made her transition last week. And Neil is here, and we're very, very happy to see you here and be able to give you our love. And just wanted to let you know that Mil did make her transition. Okay. So now what we're going to do is have our sacred time. Amy is going to lead us in a chant. And then Sabrina, our licensed practitioner, is going to give us our spiritual mind treatment, which is an affirmative prayer. So I invite you just to go within.
So letting go in this moment and turning within, connecting with the one power, the one eternal light, a love intelligence that is present everywhere equally. It is boundless, formless, and answers to all names. It is the full expression of love and beauty and grace. And I recognize this love intelligence in everything that I see. It is in the way that a sun rises and sets. It is in the way that a stream gently caresses the rocks as it flows. It is seeing the divine light in another during a glance. And as I know this oneness of the universe expresses through all, I know this love intelligence, the pulse of the divine, expresses through me, beating my heart and breathing my breath, infusing every part of my being. And in the sweet recognition of unity, I know that there is a divine order. There is a perfect flow and balance of the universe. And this intricate pattern that is far beyond my finite thinking. And so in this moment, I lovingly release anything that no longer is, or anything that no longer serves me, affirming that the sacred order of the universe is always flowing from within. And so in this truth, I know that I am deeply loved, and the hand of support is forever guiding me. And I am so grateful for this truth of my being. So in complete faith and trust now, I release my words into the creative law, knowing it is already done. So I affirm it, I have faith, and I let it go, and claiming together, and so it is.
Of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, as I'm letting go. I am healed, I am made whole.
Thank you, Amy and John, and thank you, Sabrina. That was beautiful. And so, do you all understand the significance of the fact that we are now able to gather together again after 16 months? To me, this shows that we have a very, very strong community, that we were separated from one another for all this time, and we are back together either here, also including our live stream people. To me, that just means that we have had strong, strong foundation of faith. And I'm so pleased about that. And I think it's due in no small part to the fact that we continue to say our vision statement, our mission statement, that we continue to commit to living from this place. So let's say our vision statement together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. You let your spiritual illumination shine through all of this time. That's why we're able to be here and love one another. I just love it. So one of the ways that we do it is through our mission statement. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. Co-creation, that's what we're doing in inclusivity. As I say at the beginning, everyone is welcome here. Everyone is welcome here, regardless of who you are, where you are, what it is that you believe, how your lifestyle. You are welcome here. We see you. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. So, and I also know that part of the reason you come back is because you think that these guys aren't too shabby. Please welcome Elevation.
I'd rather stand on the edge of a cliff and hang my toes over a bit, and then jump when they dare me, even if it scares me and I get hurt. I'd rather build my wings on the way down, do my best not to fall to the ground, and then laugh at my mistakes, 'cause each one's a lesson I learned. I'd rather burn with desire deep in my soul and love like a fire that's out of control, and laugh and dance and fall and chance and kiss. I'd rather live my whole life with a sense of abandon, squeeze every drop out no matter what happens, and not wonder what I missed. I'd rather risk. Well, I guess I could just play it safe and forget about love, hope, and faith, with my eye on the shoreline, keeping my bow tied, staying home. But I'll never discover new lands if I'm keeping my feet on the sand. No, I'd rather set sail and get carried away by the storm. I'd rather burn with desire in my soul and love like a fire that's out of control, and laugh and dance and fall and chance kiss. I'd rather live my whole life with a sense of abandon, squeeze every drop out no matter what happens, not wonder what I miss. I'd rather risk. I would rather risk. I'd rather burn with desire in my soul, love like a fire that's out of control, and live my whole life with a sense of abandon, squeeze every drop out no matter what happens, and not wonder what I miss. Oh, I just can't resist the chance to risk.
Elevation. Amy Bishop, John Day, Luis Tovar, Lisa Jacobs. Thanks, Luis. Oliver's on vacation today. Well, you know that 16 months that you were on vacation, we were working. No. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you see that one. I don't know quite what happened. Would you breathe with me, please? Taking a deep breath and release. And again. And one more time, deep breath, and hold it in for a minute. Isn't that lovely? Even when we know that people are at home and they're still breathing with us, just that communal inspiration. I love it. So I kind of gave it away here, but if you have heard already, I had to euthanize my big boy cat on last Monday. He was 18, and he was very frail. And I got him and his sister Lucy when they were 8 weeks old. And we've been through lots of adventures together, including moving up here. If you can imagine, these cats for 10 years had never been out of the house, except for maybe to go to the vet. And all of a sudden, I stuck them in cat carriers and made them travel in the car for 4 days and move to new places. So they adapted remarkably well. They truly did. And this happened, it happened on Monday. I had posted on Facebook that we take on the responsibility of doing the right thing for our pets when we agree to become their people. And so that's what I had to do. I had to make a really difficult and yet loving decision on George's behalf to let him go, just as I did for Lucy last year. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you feel sad for me. It was sad. It was really sad, and I've definitely gone through quite a bit of grieving about it. And yet what I know is that how life works is that learning how to let go with love is an absolute gift. Whether it's letting go of a beloved pet or a loved one, either through transition or through other life circumstances, or letting go of a job, or letting go of a dream, or a way of a life, or a financial situation, letting go of family and friends through disagreement, which has certainly happened in the past several months. Letting go of any attachment to anything that we think is important. Because here it is, folks, whether we like it or not, loss is a normal and natural part of life. And all we have to do is look at the change of the seasons to know that. In the fall is my favorite holiday. Fall is my favorite season. Anybody else love fall? I know all you Calgarians love summer. But yeah, I love fall. I love fall. The trees start to turn. And you know what? We don't mourn that the leaves are turning and dropping, except for the fact that we have to rake them up, right? We recognize that it's a natural part of life here on earth. And then when the trees go dormant in the winter, we trust that they are still alive, even though they may look like they're dead. And we know that even in the middle of the winter, they're still growing. They're still taking in the nutrients. They're growing strong roots. And then when spring arrives, which takes a while here in Alberta, we bear witness to this cycle of life, and it's returning, and the leaves come, and the flowers, and the grass, and the wildlife, the bunnies. Everywhere, right? And then during the summer, the season you all love, we get to enjoy, we get to celebrate the lushness of life as it's meant to be celebrated. And then, like clockwork, the cycle starts over again. And the leaves start to turn. Brian McGill said this: life moves forward. The old leaves wither, die, and fall away, and the new growth extends forward into the light. So if it's true in nature, then doesn't it also make sense that it is true in our lives as well? That people and animals and things and situations come into our lives, and then because life is not static, circumstances change. And if you're anything like me, you will do almost anything to avoid change, particularly if it involves loss. Yes? Yeah. For instance, I didn't want to put George to sleep. I didn't want to. I wanted to love him longer. He's been my bedmate for 18 years. That's a little sad, but you know what? It's true. But the truth was, it was time for him to move on to his next experience. It just was. And I had to let him go. So that's what I want to talk to you about. Somehow my slide letting you know that my topic today is called Letting Go. And I want to talk about the value of letting go when necessary and how to be comfortable with it. I didn't say like it. I said be comfortable with it. And it starts with what I just talked about, understanding that change and loss are simply a part of life. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said this: we are all living in a world of continual change, a world in which thought, thing, and experience are all in a constant state of flux. It is the very nature of the universe that it should be continual change and variation. It is a living world, a creation of a living, creative intelligence, not a static world. It is vital and alive. So when we trust, a lot of this is about trust. When we trust in the infinite intelligence of the universe, then we can learn to be less attached to things staying exactly the same. We can learn how to let go and know that we are participating in life on life's terms. Because here's the thing. Life is going to change. Life is going to change. So if we resist change, then we're going to suffer. If we accept change, things are going to change anyway, but we're going to suffer less than if we resist the change. Is this making sense to you? What's that old phrase? I love this one. Change is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Yeah. So in the Buddhist faith tradition, I don't know a lot about Buddhism, but I know enough to be dangerous about Buddhism. They believe that attachment to anything brings about suffering. They believe that because everything is impermanent, which is basically what Dr. Holmes said about change, then our attachment to something is what causes us pain, not the loss itself, our attachment to it. For instance, one of the most well-known illustrations of the Buddhist practice of non-attachment are the monks, the Tibetan monks, who create the sand mandalas. Anybody had an opportunity to see them create the sand mandalas? In person? It's absolutely spectacular. So as a spiritual practice, they spend days creating these mandalas that are made out of this brilliantly colored sand. And so you see those like needles, right? And that's filled with sand, and they're like this, and they're just tapping, tapping, tapping to make these unbelievably intricate designs. It's backbreaking, it's tedious work, and then when they're done, and everybody has a chance to go, ooh, ah, ah, there's a ceremony, and the entire thing is swept away without a trace. And then they take the sand, they gather it all together, and they pour it into a local a body of water or a river, something like that. It is unbelievably symbolic of non-attachment. And when I tell you that these things are, can you see the detail? Oh my God, they are breathtakingly beautiful. And every time I see one, I want to make it mine. I want to own it, which is kind of my point. To be able to take something so stunning and release attachment to it. The Buddha said you can only lose what you cling to. So I've heard it described, the visual image that I've heard described is that you can either hold something lightly, so you're still holding it, right? Or you can hold on to it with an iron fist. Well, the problem with this is that this level of intensity cannot be maintained, and sooner or later, you're going to have to let go anyway. But if you're too attached, then when the thing goes, you suffer. So, of course, non-attachment, I'm very clear about this. Non-attachment doesn't mean unfeeling. Doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. Emotions, absolutely, that's part of the human condition, yes? That's part of the human condition. It's just that when you practice non-attachment, you relate to feelings differently because you understand that all things are transitory. They are changeable. And when you come from that understanding, you get peace, and you find peace of mind. One of the reasons why it is difficult for us in the Western world is because we are a society of acquisition. Yes? We want things, we want people, we want animals, we want money, we want stuff. Yes? Anybody have stuff? And more stuff? Anybody have more stuff than you need? You have stuff that you want? More stuff than you want. For me, this week, since I've experienced this loss, I've been shopping. And even at the time that I've been thinking, what are you doing? I've still been shopping. Shopping. So it's kind of like in our community thinking, our group think, is that we are into acquisition. So in order to feel good, just like I did, we've been raised to think more. I need more. Even our teaching. We've got a few new people here called the Science of Mind. Our teaching back in the olden days was kind of all about manifesting stuff. I joke and say that it used to be known as the philosophy of princes, Porsches, and palaces. Let me find the guy, let me get the right house, and let me have the right car, right? But what has happened is as we have spiritually matured as a movement, there's less emphasis on getting stuff, and there's more emphasis on being more, experiencing more, giving more, loving more. So yes, this whole idea of letting go of stuff, it's a little counterintuitive to how we were raised, and yet there's such a great value in learning to let go and allow that natural flow to take place. And that natural flow, just like the oceans, involves ebb and flow, having and releasing, giving and receiving. So I found this cool little list. Is this making sense? Let me just check in with you all. Facebook land, love stream, is this making sense? Yep. All right. Are we getting yeps? Yep. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I found this list online. You know, I love being online, right? I found this list about some of the advantages to practicing non-attachment. And the first one is expectations no longer rule your life. Anybody have expectations? No. Here's what happens, though. If you are practicing non-attachment, instead of gauging your happiness based on your expectations, you just accept how life unfolds. You just trust that it's right and perfect. Yes? Yep. Here's another one. Emotions arise, but you have space. You have perspective. So emotions don't catch and torment you every time. Anybody ever been tormented by emotion? How about today? No. Yeah. Again, it doesn't mean you don't have feelings or you don't have emotions. It's just that you walk through them with grace and with trust. Here's a really good one. Practicing non-attachment, you have clarity of mind, so you're able to see through to the truth of things. When you are unattached, I find this one particularly helpful because what happens is you grow spiritually as you begin to understand that there is a bigger picture to life. You see that even with losses and change, there is still an orderly universe, and you know that because the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. Every day, without exception, there is intelligence at work here. The other one is you're not bothered by much, but that doesn't mean you tolerate hurtful behavior. I gotta tell you this. I have a young female friend who does some beauty stuff for me. And she calls me a Buddha. And I really don't want her to think that it's because of my figure. But she said, you're just like a Buddha because I just don't get riled up about stuff. I just don't. Most of the time, I don't get riled up. I just don't get bothered by too much stuff. The next one is the problems of the world evoke compassion rather than anger. So instead of saying somebody needs to do something about this, you're more likely to say, what can I know about this situation and how can I help? You don't chase after happiness. You just enjoy it when it's present and release it when it dissolves. But you can do it because you know that happiness will return again. It always does. Like the sun that rises in the east and sets in the west. Happiness comes and it goes. And then it comes and it goes. Contentment, that's a whole other talk. You're able to allow life to unfold without needing to control everything. Yeah. Trying to control anything is the surest way to bring suffering than anything else. Let it go. I gotta tell you, I wasn't gonna tell you guys this, so close your ears. There's the funniest meditation that you can find online. You know which one I'm talking about? I'm going to try to do it in a good way. It has a bad word in it. So it kind of gets you all mellow, and then it says, so I'm going to substitute the bad word for another one. Let it go. Just let that stuff go. You know, and sometimes I just tell myself that, Pat, just let that stuff go. Here's one other one. You don't stop loving. When you do non-attachment, you love even more because you're not trying to control things and you're not so attached to things. You have more capacity to love. Yes? Yes. And the final one speaks to this also, the sense of spaciousness and freedom you feel brings a genuine contentment, there's that word again, that can never be found with temporary experiences. So we're going to practice this just a little bit. I'm going to ask John to come up. John, could you, what you're going to noodle behind me, could you noodle that I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me, the chant that Amy did? See, we're still cash. We're still cash. So I'm going to invite you all to put your phones down. And if it's comfortable for you, to close your eyes. And just relax. Let go of attachment to, oh my gosh, she's making us meditate again. Just begin to relax. Put your focus on your breathing. Feel your body soften. And just bring to mind something that you have a strong attachment to. A job, a way of life, an animal, a relationship, a sacred possession. For the purpose of this exercise, maybe don't use your most significant relationship. Just allow yourself to feel an attachment to something. And maybe exaggerate a little bit, like just pretend like you're like super attached to it. Figuratively, hold on tight. And as you're doing that, no matter how attached or how much you love the thing, notice the constriction you have at the thought of losing it. And now imagine releasing control, releasing attachment. Allow yourself to let go and trust that right action is taking place. Notice how you feel as you release control. Feel the expansiveness within your chest, within your heart chakra. Realize that by letting go, you have made room for either the situation or the person to stay, or for something new to come in. Allow yourself to expand, to allow, to make room for. It doesn't mean that you don't have feelings about it. It just means that you've made yourself available to experience a greater opening and a greater sense of aliveness. Sit for a moment in that feeling of expansiveness. And now begin to come back. Come back to this room. Come back to this moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And I'd like you to feel the peace. Not only the peace that you have within you, but also the peace that is in this room. Everybody just indulge me. Just go like this. Yeah. We're open. I love you. Thank you for being here. And so it is. Okay, so now that you're super mellow, Louis, could you take this? Thank you. Now that you're super mellow, we're gonna rock you. We are going to rock you. So if you feel like you wanna stand up and dance, by all means, stand up and dance. Please welcome Elevation.
There's a kind of hush.
No roots. One, two, I like digging holes and hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I
to find them. I like digging holes, hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I won't forget to find them. I've got no I've got no roots, but my home is never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home is never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home is never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home is never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots.
Elevation! You guys have too much fun with that song. You're all just grinning away. Fun, huh? Give it up for Elevation. Woohoo! So, this is our time to financially support the center. And you know what? My slides are all funny. I do not know. I was obviously not attached to the PowerPoint today. Anyway, this is our time to support the center physically here. You know that everything you give is tax deductible, that you receive anything over $100 for the year, you receive a tax receipt that you can take off your taxes. Those of you who are watching live stream, you know the drill. You can send an e-transfer if you're in Canada. You can send it on the website through PayPal. Send a check. Call Kat, give her your credit card number, and we'll make sure that that gets registered also. And thank you all for supporting the center. You know, it was 16 months. What can we say? It was 16 months. So let's everybody take our tithe, our gifts, our offering, our donation. If you're physically here, hold it to your heart. If you are in the love stream, then hold it to your heart anyway, or hold the intention. And let's say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And you can tell that I've completely forgotten how to do my job. Kat and Kathy, would you? Oh, golly. Is it time for vacation yet? No, I'm just kidding. You guys are stuck with me. All righty. So let's sing I Thank Love. Yes. I thank love for everything. 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 Yeah. I thank love for everything. 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 Woo! All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. Okay, we're going to do our closing. I just really like this, so we're going to keep doing it. Our final blessing, so you know the drill. What we're going to do is we're going to rub our hands together, and we're going to get good energy going. right now, what I'm going to ask you to do, sometimes I just ask you to do it to wherever you want. Right now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to send this energy in the form of rain to British Columbia. To the places where there are fires in Oregon, fires in California, fires in Ontario. Okay? So we're going to send, Manitoba, that's right. So we're going to send our water energy to them. Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Have a blessed week. Love you. Bye-bye.
2, 1, 2, 3.
La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? First name is free, last name is done. 'Cause you choose to believe in where we're from. Man's red flower is in every little thing. Mind, use your power. Spirit, use your wings. Freedom, 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 freedom. Hold on to me, don't let me go. We just need to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is Dove. 'Cause you choose to believe in every word. When a baby first breathes, when nights is sunrise, when a whale hunts the sea, when we all recognize freedom, 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 we are from heat, electric moon. It's a shocking to see. He left us the sun. Atoms in the air, organisms in the sea. The sun and yes man, we're all from the same thing. Freedom, 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 freedom.
Sorry about the intro. I was like, now.